Oh, there we go. Hey, how are you doing? Thanks for checking in. Glad your trip, is winding. I guess it's winding up. That was really fun though to go to Mesa and check out Theodore Roosevelt Dam and Reservoir and places I've never been before. It was. I'm sure. I think I've never been there. I've been just about everywhere in the world, but like thousands of major cities. But there's always some gap. There's always somewhere I haven't been. It's a frustrating feeling somehow. Just keep going random places, probably the same place, but maybe I'll just point at the map and see where we head today rather than trying to find an actual destination. Although sometimes I want to revisit places like Detroit, or we haven't been to the lake, to the Victoria Falls in a while. Anyway, welcome to today's Wednesday stream. I'm looking forward to taking a short break, roughly 2-hour break, to do today's live broadcast to the universe. I'm streaming on the Twitch. I'm streaming on the YouTube. I'm streaming on that's actually it. That's just those two. But still, YouTube and Twitch is a lot of streaming. It's more than most people do. What do I have over here? This is the next guitar we're gonna see. I pretty much decided. Although you never know because I go through a couple of guitars a day sometimes. I'm like, this one's so great, but I bet there's a one that's even better. But this one, it's hard to beat. It's a PRS CE24. Really, 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 really nice. The thing is, once you have a PRS. They're all so perfect. You can't really get another one because it's just going to overlap the one you already have. But I'm really happy to have this one. Anyway, today's not guitar day. It's Ken's Piano Lounge, of course. I think I looked it up before the stream. I didn't know because I'm doing this thing where I alternate the musical segment into 3 different segments: bass, guitar, and piano, which is pretty cool, really. I like that. I still haven't gotten my second. It's gonna be a couple of weeks before I can afford to get my second bass, which I'm really excited about. But I'm just drawing out the process, making the decision slowly. I was thinking about an Ibanez, but I found these really nice. Amazon has got a good deal. A somewhat nicer Yamaha bass. Those are the only 2 brands I'm considering, even though Ibanez and Yamaha, just because I don't want something that's too similar to my Fender bass, and I don't really like others. I just don't like the way others look. Kind of, it's that, and they're all it's a bass, but then I got to make sure I can afford to buy both a bass and a set of flat wound strings, which are expensive because I'm immediately going to want to change to flat wounds, which they won't have on them. That's whatever it is what it is. I don't see why they can't anyway. I'll probably get those Fender flat wounds. I really like them. Well, there are more expensive choices. All right, right. So there's gonna be the big brain games after I fly around for somewhere random place for 45 minutes or so. There's gonna be, and that's me playing the Wordle, the Octordle, the Conflurtle, the connections, the tightrope trivia, the reunion, the revealed. Oh my lord. And then there'll be a short break. And again, once again, Piano Day means after the short break, it's Ken's Piano Lounge. I take my piano, which is leaning up against the wall over there. I slap it down here on its stand. I plug it in, and then I just play my memorized songs in basically the same order. It's just something I got to do to keep those songs in the fingers, keep the fingers limber. I spent a lot of time and effort memorizing those songs. I could probably learn some new ones, but it's hard for me to learn new ones these days, especially because there's quite a few of these songs. Again, they're completely memorized. So they're pretty hard songs. Those songs are kind of jazzy, you know what I'm saying? That's the Ken's Piano Lounge. If you've seen it before, you'll see it again, or But unlike the other segments, my other musical segments, I don't recommend that you smash that mute button. Actually, the bass segments, I don't recommend that you smash the mute button. I don't sing a lot in for Ken's Piano Lounge. That's the part that is good, really. And that's gonna be it. So it'll probably be a little less than 2 hours to get the whole stream in there. But just gotta get my introduction done in case people are still arriving. I started a little early today. It's just after 11:30 my time right now, so just about time to get up in the air, fly around somewhere, check the simulator out. Oh, did I mention I forgot to mention I have the beautiful Bluetooth controller right here. And a freshly poured glass of Diet Coke. You're probably thinking, what the hell? How can you already go to the flight segment without the mandatory Diet Coke presentation, and the first sip of the day. Mmm, it's Diet Coke. Wow, I'm amazed. I'm not. All right, let's move into the game here. I don't think there's anything new in the marketplace. Boy, the marketplace doesn't change super fast these days. There's still the T38, which is I'm saving up I'm saving my pennies so I can afford a $20 plane. Seriously. Well, I'm also I need to buy a base. I'm saving up for that. It's basically what's the trending? The T38. It's a bunch of stuff I would not touch with a temp pole. Just not my speed. It's big helicopter. I did have a good time flying the helicopter on Monday. So I want to do that more. It's not today. I'm going to take a break from that. All right. That is what it is. There's nothing on that thing. All right. Next thing to do for our first flight of the day. So I was flying the Cowansim H-125, and I think that is probably the best helicopter. It's all right. Let's get in my 117A. It's pretty wild and wacky. Let's see. Configure it. It's that Nighthawk stealth fighter thingy. Yeah, I think we should put something a little darker. All right, come on, load up. There you go. It's got to load from the internet. Tanopa. What does Tanopa look like? I want something nice and dark. But this is a crazy ass plane. It'll look fine. People are familiar. It's military, but it's super specialized. I bought it not too long ago. And so we'll do a flight. Oh, look, it's really nice in the kind of down there, or even in the Midwest, sort of. Let's see what else we got over here. Actually, it looks maybe I haven't been to Europe for a long time. We especially haven't done kind of this part of Europe. This is Budapest. Oh, okay. Or maybe kind of outside Budapest. More in kind of the Bratislava. I'm sure I've been here, but not in a long time. All right. There's an airport right here. Oh, and there's all these cool looking, there's cattle, there's a stadium, there's a bridge. Yeah, I remember looking at this stuff before. But I've been here a long time, and not in this plane, that's for sure. Okay, yeah, we need enough runway. We need a decent amount of runway. This plane, it needs runway. It's not a short takeoff and landing plane, just to put it that way. And it doesn't need to be. It's a military plane that has quite a range. All right, so we're going to, let's see, set as departure, but not on the runway because I want to enjoy cold starting it. We're going to start on a medium-size ramp. I wonder if this is a military base. I don't know or not. It should just be a very pretty area to fly around in. But again, to me, it's more about checking out. Now, you see it's nighttime. I'm going to adjust the time of day. First of all, it's about to get a lot darker because it's nighttime there. That would have been fine, but if it was like twilight. But that's how dark it is. But so I don't normally do night flights. Now, here's the irony. Is that this plane would almost only do night flights in the real world. It's just, because it would come in at night, it would avoid the radar, it would launch HARM, high-speed anti-radiation missiles. All right, let's see if I can remember. Where's all this? I can't. Where's all this stuff to turn on? What is all this stuff here? You're going to tell me? I'm going to have to zoom in here. Surface, anti-collision lights. Do we have like a... let's see. Do we have like an APU? Yeah, we have an APU. Okay, so we want open. APU on. Do I have to hold that on? Is there an APU start? I think the APU is on. Kind of hear APU coming up. Let's just see if I can see where the rest of the switches are. That might turn us up there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it daytime. Give me a second here. See. Oh yeah, I think there's a bunch over here we gotta mess with. IRADs. We don't need that stuff. Probably not going to need that. Ground power. Probably don't need any of that. We need all the computers on. Don't think we need that on currently. Oh yeah, some of this stuff. Okay, master battery on. External power reset. Now we might have to turn the APU on, actually. Battery has to be on to turn the APU on. Makes sense. I just didn't know where the battery on. Okay, so now the APU is coming on. Let's see, which we should see. We should see. We should be able to turn the actual engines on. But I kind of remember at some point where to do that. Kinda. Okay, left engine, right engine. No, they're not on at all. Good. All right, so the engine start controls are like under the throttle or something. Remember correctly? Yeah, oh yeah, here. These are the starters. So, engine start. And then we go over here. Let's start the right engine. And then over here you'll see that the RPM is coming up. Once it gets to, I think this has an automated startup sequence, meaning we don't have to hit the ignition. Let's see. It's interesting how these little digits move, though. We should start seeing the EGT come up. That means we have ignition. There we go. So the exhaust gas temperature, EGT, exhaust gas temperature is coming up. It should come up like 500 degrees. That's how hot a gas temperature is on a on a jet. There it goes. Okay, so that engine is stabilizing. We're going to start the other engine. So that's engine start here. Okay. Put a little bit of throttle there. Oh yeah, as I mentioned, it'd be fun to do a night flight and realistic, but I like to do sightseeing, and that means resetting the time of day. I don't know, late afternoon. I like a lot of shadows. That looks like a nice, good time. Now note that I'm leaving weather to live. It appears to be a lovely day there. It's just nighttime. A perfect day. Wow, this is a cool looking plane during the day. Come on, it's just nothing looks like that. It's such an amazing, unique design. Everything about it is designed to avoid radar. It's not supersonic. Okay, we got to get some of these things turned on. It's on day mode, right? That's 100%. That's this thing here. On IRAD's power. I'm not sure we have to. Okay, yeah. Anti-skid pitot tube is not on. I believe that's that light. So we probably want to turn that on to eliminate that one. And this is anti-skid, which I think it wants us to turn this to on. Okay. Now, all our incinators are off. Yeah. We should be able to turn off the APU, right? So the APU is off, but that's okay, right? Because we have, so APU off is the only one we want there. Okay, now we're going to close the canopy. That's going to be here. Uh-oh. Did I need the APU on? No, it appears that the engines are still running. All right. Let's talk to the people. Stefanik ground. Stefanik. Depart straight out. That's my typical thing I want to do.
Stefanik ground. KNSH 9er with Sierra. Request taxi for takeoff.
With Sierra? Wow, that's an amazing bird. All right, so the thing about this bird for takeoff, unlike anything else, is that it's easy to over-rotate, flip on your back, and die. That's will be fine. By easy, I mean very easy. But the secret is just not to over-rotate. Just watch what your rotation speed is. Okay, we're going to get some turn here. Look at that. Look at that wheel up there, make its turn. Excuse me, ma'am. Yeah, she'll be fine. Just duck, you'll be fine. Hold short, runway 13 using taxiway. Alright, so well, we turned wrong. That's fine. This is what it looks like from here. It's got a very tinted coloration to the windshield. It's probably realistic, but you're not really ever. You're flying at night. You rarely are going to be really using the windshield. Almost everything is done via the FLIR, the forward-looking infrared, and your HUD. And also, I believe you have an active display in the helmet on these for
Tench Niner. Hold position. Caution
I don't see
on
another
track.
traffic, ma'am, but I'll acknowledge.
Tench Niner.
Yeah, I think you were
Continue
wrong.
taxi.
Whatever. I would stop taxing.
KNSH 999er.
Hello. Get a little speed going here. Such a cool bird. But again, I could show you what it's like if you just jam your way and pull the stick all the way back on takeoff. I've done it before accidentally. Now, basically, what it means is that from here we're going to be watching the HUD very carefully. Here, we're going to stop here. Brakes are not that powerful. Tune the tower. Ask for clearance from Clarence. Oh yeah, I want to make sure our trim. Again, the other thing that's important to prevent that over rotation is to set your trim, which is negative for takeoff. In other words, that helps keep the bird from flipping on its back. And it's, we'll be fine. But there's no flap. There's no flaps. There's no trailing wing flaps. It does not. It's, these kind of wings just can't have that. All right, so break off. It's a pretty bird. I mean, it's just wild looking. All right, we're gonna come up here. We're gonna follow the yellow brick road. We're cleared for takeoff. We don't need this. This is what it looks like from the inside. I'm smoothly increasing the throttle to full. You hear it. You can see on the lower right, there's a 95%, RPM 96% coming up. But we got to get a good speed going. This plane doesn't really even want to go anywhere until about 130 knots, or like 140. All right, at that point, I think we can get that wing up. And in fact, we are flying. But again, the important thing is to bring up the gear. I know I have a caution light. Should be fine. Oh, and then watch out because it wants to flip on its back. But we're good. So I'm pushing I'm basically keeping the stick forward to make sure we do it. Now, once you get to a certain speed, the issue of it not being that maneuverable pitch-wise tends to go away. All right, so we wanted to go here. We're going to head west. So we're going to make a turn around here to Bratislava.
Leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Bratislava.
Stefanik Tower.
It should be a lovely. It's this way. Okay, there's the airport. It's that way. Okay. We're flying into the sun, but that's okay. I don't know why this is. Alright, its power's on, but it's not showing anything. I don't know what that means. There's a bunch of stuff, little buttons I haven't played with too much. Anyway, we took off from an airport that's right over there, I think. But we're going to head west. Okay, we're going to west. And I think we'll be heading to Bratislava. I should check my little flight planner here. We're definitely getting very late. Yeah, okay, so now we're flying right over there, the airport we took off from, by the way. That's it right there, I think. Maybe, I think so. I don't remember. Oh, go slow down a bit. Slow down. We're moving at good speed here. All right, here's you go, Bratislava. I mean, it looks like there's a cool tower up there I want to check out. I was hoping there would be points of interest, but not every time is there going to be points of interest. Because it would have showed us like the stadium. There's this, I think that's it, but I'm not sure. It's a stadium. But then there's a cool like observation tower. European cities have to have an observation tower, or they're not cool. American cities, not all the time, but every European city seems to have one or two. And this is a really cool looking one. Let's stop time here and see how it looks like. Just because I don't think I don't remember being here, but obviously this is a fantastically detailed model of an observation. Goes up. It's got towers. It's got restaurant probably. Touristy stuff and a great view. You got that 360 view of the Bratislava area. So you got those same mountains around here. But that is a really beautifully done tower. You know, took a peek at it. Really, really pretty. But yeah, it's probably, you know, if you're a tourist, you come to Bratislava, that's one of the things to do. I wonder what all that stuff is. That's a freeway. Some kind of power plant there. I know they said there's some kind of bridge, but I don't know what it's a bridge over. Whether it's like more of a gorge or a river. It might be one of these bridges. I mean, these are pretty impressive. I don't think these are going to be high enough to fly under. But here's some hilly terrain. Looks like kind of an older part of the city. We're going to get nice and low in our F-117. Yeah, I don't think that bridge is that fantastically modeled. Yeah, I don't think Bratislava has gotten the full European Asobo Studios treatment. I mean, it looks okay, but I mean, a lot of other European cities, especially in Germany, a lot more detail. We'll go into this industrial area over here. But yeah, we're on the 117. It moves pretty quick. So this, so we can do a lot of sightseeing in a short period of time. That's a big freeway. And it's just like an industrial area. Try not to hit any of these smokestacks too hard. A lot of trains, but you can see they're just mapped in. We got mounds of stuff mound, and then agricultural. Then you come out here. Look, this looks like these are neighborhoods. Oh, they sure are. Okay. Looks like it's you know, there's a reasonably large flat area this direction. I don't know the terrain that well. But then when we turn around, you'll see that's where the hilly stuff starts. You can see those mountains in that direction. I don't know what the mountains near the northwest of Bratislava are. Dolomites? I don't know. You know. There's a lot of power generation. Power lines there. It kind of makes me wonder whether there's a power facility or power facility is located on the other end of those power lines. Somewhere out there. Just saying. I think probably the power. Oops. I almost did the thing where I let my nose come up too high. I kind of want to check out what's up in these hills up here to the west. We didn't go all the way. Or at least follow this river a ways. I know, you know, he's got to be a long river. Quite certain of that. I'm almost wondering whether I should make an adjustment to the time of day so we don't have to be facing into the sun the whole time. Yeah, might as well. Because I've already adjusted it. I might as well make it closer to noon. That'll put the sun way up, out of the way. There, see, now we can kind of see what we're looking at. Okay, yeah, I just adjusted the weather a little bit too because it's different weather earlier in the day. But, which is cool. I like that. Anyway, I don't know for sure what river this is. I'd have to look it up on Google Maps. But I do know that these ships are all smashed into each other. Very typical Microsoft Flight Simulator. Don't know why. Someday they'll figure that out, I have a feeling. And they'll make the boats smart or something. Because they're not moving, they just need to be positioned correctly. So it's not like you need to do anything really dynamic. You're like, okay, so you might come out of the city, and then suddenly, well, not suddenly, but it takes a little while. There's more bridges, there's another bridge, but we can't fly into that one. And then it starts becoming quite rural, I guess. This is what it looks like from here. We're flying over the water at high speed. I'm only doing 280 knots. It's pretty fast. I like my F-117. Kind of want to, you know, dip the wing in the water and see what happens. From here, it looks. The point is, either you're way at high. It's nighttime and you're way at high up, and you're using your anti-radar abilities, or you're sneaking in like this at low level because radar also doesn't work below below at certain low altitudes, like below a couple hundred feet. That was the original trick to sneak under radar, was to go super low. Now, technically, these planes would not be doing that. This is really cool here. It's like a rock there. I love it. All right, so the river splits up and goes that direction and that direction. Kind of makes me want to go that direction. There's a bunch of little storybook communities here. Banks of the river. These are gorgeous little communities. How do they feel about being buzzed in an F-117? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. I want to go down that way and see what's down there. It'll be. I don't want it to be too flat. Looks like they built a bunch of canals to help irrigate the area from that river there. Diversion canals, water holding. Main river's over here. That's a forest right there. But this is a different. These are all different from the cities because, yeah, where we started from is way down there. This is pretty. Don't know what it is, but it's pretty. Alright, they're making a sharp left turn here. I'm sure they have a castle on the side of the hill. This is Europe. I'm kind of leaning. Oh, Innsbruck? No, I don't think. I mean, that's just like a ship. I don't think we're that close to Switzerland. Yeah, it's just a ship name. This is a quarry, though. Look how huge this quarry is. I wonder if that's like a marble quarry there. That's one of the bigger quarries and more detailed I've seen in the game. Wow. And, it's right next to that community. Interesting. It must be a good source of. I bet marble. I have a feeling that there's a lot of marble mines and quarries in the area. I wouldn't know for sure, but that's my guess. It is what it is. This is so, yeah, we're already kind of far enough away that there's practically nothing. I think in that distance there, you can kind of see it is our wind turbines, like a wind farm. We should go check it out. So generally, you can see on the mini map there how kind of complicated and large this whole water system is here. All right, so we got some turbines. It's a reasonably agile plane, considering its size and considering that the wing, it's not really built to be agile. That's not one of its design considerations. It's not designed to be agile. Say you get a surface-to-air missile on it. Well, it's got countermeasures, it's got flares, it's got chaff, but it can't really outmaneuver a missile like some planes can. So it requires, by the way, for that reason, I believe it can't operate on its own. It needs protection. That's a gorgeous little European village. Oh, they're always so gem-like and perfect, American small towns are always just strip malls and parking lots. I'm not saying they're worse or anything like that. It's just they're just real different, I guess what a good word is hamlet. Not the Scottish play, but a small town in Europe, a hamlet. That's what I would think of as that place is there. All right, so we're still heading west on this river. I mean, eventually we will get to Western Europe, but we're not in Western Europe. Bratislava. I keep forgetting that name. We're west of Bratislava. Okay, here's another hamlet. That's in my personal opinion. That's what we should be calling these. Right here. It's a little bigger than the other hamlet. Maybe that's a village. Our super cool F-117A. But yeah, all this flying part is it's a vibe. It relaxes me. I don't know. I kind of don't know what it is about it exactly, but yeah. So everything. Oh yeah, we got no annunciator panel looks good. We don't have anything there. I mean, I could put a map on, but I don't care. what does that say though? APU off. But APU off is the correct configuration when you're flying. I don't know why it has a warning. That's the only warning on the annunciator panel. I'm just checking those. It's not too hard to get going. The important thing is to turn the battery on before you turn the APU on. Okay, there's something coming up that's a kind of a city, major city here. I'm kind of excited. I have no idea what city it is. Hopefully, it will become apparent, or we'll check it out on the flight planner. Hold on a second here. This way here. Every time we come in here, it looks so yellow, you know. And then you get used to it, and you come in. It's because they are yellow tinted, and the reason they are yellow tinted like that is to make those windows more radar, less radar reflective, more radar absorbent. Okay, so we got an industrial section, and this is I think a bigger city. I don't know what it is. We got an industrial section with power generation. Hey, you need electricity for your city. And in European cities, it's, most cities it's pretty close, but I think this is, a power, where they're going to generate a lot of power, or perhaps doing other industrial refining. Yeah, this screams, it could be other things besides power, almost like oil refining. But this definitely seems like a lot of power generation here. Bunch of freeways. This is some beautiful terrain, and the buildings are nice. Something here says A on it. This is all council housing, government-built housing. Much more common in European cities than American cities. But I don't know exactly where we are. It might be Poland. I don't know. Poland's pretty big. This is a gorgeous, I think, possibly nuclear power plant here. Possibly not. It could be mixed power. That is really a cool looking, it's got a logo on it. Usually there's different kinds of power generation, but that says it. I don't see the cooling towers that would normally be associated with it. So that's why I think maybe it's not nuclear. But it's still really cool looking. And that's wild looking right there. These are some wild looking buildings. Alright, and then there's a lot more over there. There's a lot more down there. Is it Vienna? I don't know, maybe. What's this over here? Check this out. There's a beautiful stadium. There's a great looking park. I love the stadium and this whole area. Look how colorful that is. Really nicely done. There's a beautiful bridge here. All right. I got to figure out where we are. It'll just take me a second. It's got to consult the maps. Okay, so we started at Bratislava, Slovakia, but then we went west quite a ways to a bigger city. Yeah, it's Bratislava. Okay, we went up the river. Oh, I believe it is Vienna. Right? Vienna would have, there we go. So right there at the Ernst Happel Stadium. This is Vienna. Thank you. I just want to make sure. And that bridge, that famous bridge there. And so it is the Danube River, which I just want to make sure I didn't get wrong by thinking it was the Danube River. It isn't. Okay, so there's Vienna. And what else is there? Well, we'll just fly around Vienna a bit. I mean, that'll be our final little place to fly around here. But wow, there's a train station. I think most of Vienna is on the other side of the river, but not far. Right, basically there. Like there's this island. And this is kind of a new town area here. This is really cool. I don't know what this is, but I like all this stuff. Very modern. So this is kind of a new part of Vienna. But where's the old town? Okay, so yeah, that's all. This is the what do they call this district? The Donauturm, Kaisermühle. I don't know. There's a bunch of islands there. Okay, so yeah, this main street that goes that way. See this main street there? That's that's gonna go basically right in through this. Okay, so we want to kind of head that way. So we're gonna make a turn here. I mean, that's the modern part of some of the, or one of the modern parts, but you always kind of want to see the old part. But I think if we go in through this part here, this kind of road here, I think this we're getting closer kind of to the old center of right here, Vienna. Wow. Okay, well, so here. So there's that other area. Right, there's that other water area there. Okay, yeah, so we just went there. Yeah, I mean, basically, according to this is the heart of Vienna. According to Google Maps, there's like a main, like, oh yeah, there's the main steeple here. Wow, these are really cool looking. Game. Kind of nice. In fact, let's just jump out of the plane. Let's put our magical parachutes on and descend to this this beautiful cathedral here with the really stunning graphics. Wow. Now, what is it called? It is the St. Stephen's Cathedral, I believe. Is that it? I mean, I was checking the pictures. It didn't show me the pictures. Just took me to an ad. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh my goodness, St. Stephen's Cathedral. It's a medieval Roman Catholic place of worship with an Orient spire, catacombs, and a treasury museum. Cost €7 to get in. Oh, what doesn't matter. All right. Okay, wait. But I want to appreciate the time and effort. It does have this crazy zigzaggy painted roof. Look at it. Check it up for yourself. That's what it looks like. I just want to appreciate that they, they spent some time to get the get that model looking good. Uh-oh. All right. Then there's this area here. I think that's a museum. Yeah. So this is basically the old fancy part of Austria. I think there's another. It's going to be a train station here, and I think there's a university there. Hold on 1 second here. Or a medical university. So there was that. We flew over that. Where's the train station? Oh, there's the train station. So the medical university is way up there. There's a train station. What is this? This is Wiener Stadt Hall, the Vienna State Hall, which I believe is there, right there. I believe is like an opera venue. Right there. But I wanted to go up and see this little street here. But you can kind of see how it kind of spreads out, like European cities tend to do. These block big buildings here. I think this is a medical college up here, but I don't know for sure. This one here. But we're gonna fly low over these buildings. So European. Wow. Yeah, look at this building. Oh, that is some fancy ass stuff there, right there. I think I can get this on the map here. Flew up here. Yeah, this is part of the Medizinischen University, Medical University of Vienna. And all these buildings here are part of it. Everything you see in this little area here. But those are too. Those are kind of the main buildings. And I can see exactly how they look on the map. Okay, just make sure I see where I am, so that as we proceed on, it will complete. But I imagine, a medical college in Vienna must be very old. Well established. It's kind of a cool, tower sort of construction there. Just lots of interesting stuff to see in Vienna. All right, we gotta land. It's that time. It's that time of day. Where's the nearest airport? I bet it's not too far. Let's see. Where do we see other places? Something up there. What's this over here? LOXT. What do you got for me? Give me more information. I want more information. How long is the runway? It's got 3 runways. Oh yeah, that's plenty. All right, we're landing there. We come up along the river here. We're going to make a left turn. And again, this is a lot like flying an SST. The only way to reduce your speed is to increase your angle of attack and use your wings to slow you down. And so we got to prepare for that a long way in advance. So I'm reducing power now. And I'll just, well, look, there's a nice little, like, instead of locks or something there. I'm going to dam. We just flew under a cloud. We're going to make this left turn here, and then we're going to land right around this hillside. A little more power. At some point, I'm going to be able to put down gear. I want to do that now, because basically we want to control our slow speed. We want to be in that white zone there. What does it say we got with things down? Korneuburg? I don't know. There's something up there, though. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put my gear up. We got a castle to check out. Before we land, we're going to check out a castle. Yay! Don't ever say I didn't take you to see a castle today. Because we're going to check it. And this is I think this is a fairly big one. Okay, let's see. Gear up. That's what it looks like from here. I don't want to increase power too much because at some point we're going to have to land. So basically we're going to check out this thing, and then the airport is kind of on the left. It's still behind that hill over there, but it's right over there. But this is some castle. Unfortunately, we lost our point of interest again, but before we did, it said there was a castle here. And it's up on the hillside. A lot of like very European terrain here. So we're going to do a little stopping of time, and we'll get out and take a look, see what the gift shop is like. Again, this is a classic story about not a super early castle. All right, get your parachutes on, dive out of the plane. I wonder if this looks familiar to me. I don't know. There's so many castles in the game. It's hard to remember this. Some of them are pretty rough. This one is quite nice, but it's not perfect. I don't think the textures are. Some of those look kind of weird. But it's got classic stuff like those. A lot of design elements, medieval design elements. It's got a cross, it's got a portico, which is a gate that draws up, or not portico, whatever you call those things, drawbridge, drawgate. Then you got an interior, which has a tree, an old tree. It's got a well. I think that's probably typically a well. A bunch of housing. Maybe the military guards would stay there near the walls. Wow, it's very nicely done. I'm glad we visited it. All right, now we're going. All right, back in the plane. All right, start time again. We're going to make this turn. We're going to kind of make this weird. We're going to make a couple of S turns here. You can kind of see we're a little too close to the runway. Come in like this. I mean, it looks like wild stuff here. And as soon as I make this right turn, I am going to put the gear down. That's our speed, 197. That's not bad. Okay, so I am asking my gear to pop down again, which it is doing. Increase power a little bit to compensate. We're basically coming right over this hill. Right on the other side of this hill is our runway. Right here. It's definitely, I presume they make you come in to this side of the hill and then make a left. It says AB, so it's an airbase. Watch your minimum speed. You do not want to stall out. You never want to stall. But again, this is the kind of plane you can stall out. We are pretty close to that ridge. I like it. Runway in sight, though. What are we at? We're at, it's about 5 miles. And there is our beautiful bird. Oh, wait, we're not too heavy on fuel. and start us too full. But so this is an area north of, what is this area called? Tulin? Prono? I don't know. There it is. Where is it? It's over here. We're almost there. Where is this runway? It's coming up. Here's what it looks like from here. Okay, 210's all fast. Reduce power. I think the runway's around here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Beautiful. We're right on it here. Beautiful. There we go. I want to put the ball at the bottom of the runway there. Oh, it's all HUD symbology. Watching our speed. We're at 171. And we're a little to the left of the runway. 171. Reduce power. 150 saw 5. Braking action here. Brakes are not very strong, so you really want to wail on them. Brakes are not very strong. You really want to wail on them. Here we go. I mean, it was a soft landing. I liked it. I think I got to remember is you got to land. I mean, you need a lot of runway to stop this plane. It does not have reverse thrusters. I think in the real world, oh yeah, it does. It has a drag chute, which we didn't use. That would have helped a lot. But we had, it landed pretty well, and we had nothing. But I forgot. Yeah, it's a manual drag chute. There's no thrust reversers, but which is why you need that drag chute. We're gonna head off the runway here and see where it wants to park us. Doing here, everything looks good there. I guess it wants to put us behind this building. We'll go back there. What a bird! And again, I don't know how accurate it is to the real thing, but it definitely has a unique feel. And as I mentioned, unique pitfalls. I guess I should do it and demonstrate to you guys what happens if you just go off the runway and pull the stick back, and you don't have your trim set up properly. It just flips over on its back. And once it starts doing that, you can't, once you realize it's not in control, you can't do anything. It's just straight. Parked. I'm going to stuck that guy with my little thingies. All right, we're going to open up the canopy. That's here, right? Canopy. Okay, you got to hold this open until it fully opens. Beautiful. Close that off. I mean, I could go through the whole procedure of turning on the APU and then shutting down the engines and then shutting down the APU, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that. That was fun. I had a great time. All right, I want to switch over to the big brain categories here. For the big brain thing, just chatting, We're going to keep the stream moving forward. It's the same every single time. Except that the content is different. But the format is the same every time. Just chatting. I mean, that makes it easy to, do the show. Don't necessarily need chat participation to do this show, which is pretty key. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Well, first, I'm gonna go to my face cam. We're gonna quit out of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Hope everyone is having a lovely hump day. Happy hump day. It's a beautiful day here in California. It was been raining, and it's gonna rain some more. But today is quite pretty. Let's see where I want to go here. Oh yeah, Big Brain Games. Oh yeah, I've been watching Extra Emily this whole time. All right, that's the Quirtle to start with. A little warm-up game here. Quirtle is a lot like the Wordle, except you have 4 5-letter words to solve at the same time. But I always use my 3, no matter what 5-letter word game, including the Wordle, I always use my 3 same starting words every time. Let's see. This is going to be Rusty on the lower left. There's a bunch of, usually makes it quite easy and fast, but that's how I like it. That's it looks like we got Snarl on the upper left there. And we got Soapy. These are all super easy today. This one will be slightly hard. But let's see. It's going to be Serum. All right. Well, the warm-up game is fast. I'm going to do another one because that was too fast. We'll do the rescue, which is actually kind of one of the harder ones. For the rescue, the thing I want to do, though, is for sure, you do a strategy word rather than just using these two words and starting to guess things. So let's see. We do want to SP. We're going to ST. A P, hopefully an I. Or a U. Let's see, what could we use there? We don't need tipsy because we have a Y already. I want to get all the consonants in here. Unfortunately, sweet is not available. Give me a second here. That would be the ideal letters. I'm only going to get a word that has these 5 letters in it. But let's see how close I get. I guess the closest I think I can get is stump. That has, because the M is available. Let's just use that. All right, now we got to start guessing words. Now the good thing is, I know the I is in this one. It's going to be SI something LY, but I think it's just going to be silly. All right, so that one we got. Oh, these are all going to be hard. That's all right. I don't mind it being a hard game. We got a bunch more big brain games to do. I'm in the just chatting category. I got plenty of time. Let's see. What do we got here? We have an A. Oh, we have A, O, and an I. An A, O, and I and the L. So it could be voila, VOA, and not much else. Okay, these are going to start getting hard here. Let's say lower right. I'm just going to guess phone. We do have extra guesses in this version. Oh, that was a good guess. And okay, now we know where the E is, but there's a W and an A to place. Let's see. It could be like awake, right? Okay, that one still seemed pretty easy. All right, let's move on with some of the big brain games today. The next one's the Revealed. It's from the fine folks at Britannica. I don't know how fine they are. All right, it's a place, 3 letters and 6 letters. Blank. Okay, the place we're looking for, national blank and blank of blank, housed in part of a large blank in blank. That was blank on the right blank site of the 12th century blank of blank. It is the blank most visited blank blank with a blank that spans work from blank 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 to mid blank. The major draw for it is the fact that it's the Louvre. Just seemed pretty easy today. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like I didn't, I kind of figured out it was the Louvre about a third of the way through there. All right, let's see our results. We didn't need any hints because it was pretty clear. There's the Louvre. Okay, that was fun. Moving on with the next game, which is let's just do the tightrope trivia quiz today. I mean, we're not gonna because you can't help me. That's too fast. It's a time trivia quiz. 9 questions, multiple choice. When I hit that play button, the timer starts. Let me have a little Diet Coke, okay? I need Diet Coke for strength. I took a lot of Diet Coke left, but I have a lot of streaming to do because we got to do Ken's Piano Lounge after this, and I play. Talk about Harry Houdini. Roger says snack by pickled feet. Slim Jim. That makes more sense, but that was just a complete guess. Oof. Oh well. Which is the following: the eldest son of a French king. Not a dolphin. More than mood indigo. It doesn't mean a thing. It was Duke, right? I was for a second I thought it was Miles, but I think that is Duke. Overlooking the Gulf of Finland, Europe says this Lahta Center in which city? Well, Finland. Oh, St. Peter's, the Gulf of Finland. Ooh, these are hard today. I like it. Videos of for so song played which band during its live shows? I think Rush. Okay, well I didn't cross today's trivia quiz. Wow, that was hard. Those were hard. Good for them. I mean, trivia is hard by it's tricky. Better luck next time for sure. Whew, I don't feel bad because those were hard. All right, the next one's the reunion. Then we're gonna do the connections. Wow. All right. Hey, if I got it every time, I wouldn't enjoy the sensation of actually getting it. Okay, this one is not okay. The W is not there. It's not dwell because the W has to move over there. So it's could just be something like Drew. Or what else could it be? Anyway, let's keep looking. This M is on the row. And I kind of think might have to be the beginning of the end. I kind of think it's here. Let's just find out. Okay, we're not doing well. Although we did get a green O, so that's good. But now let's see. And the M has to be either there or there. So if it's there, it's OMR something. Which it could be a word, right? OMRE. But I don't think so. I think it has to go here. Yeah, I couldn't think of any words that were like that. So that limited, so that meant they had to go there. Okay, we're doing okay though here. So what is this? Well, we don't know for sure. No, we do. Okay, this is a 5-letter word for sure. It could be moire. No, because then the I would be yellow. Moire. So it could be moor, MOOR something, RE. Let's just, right? It's, oh, it wasn't. MOUR. I just want to guess things. What else do we got I can kind of think of? I think this has to go there. At least it's a guess. Let's see. And then we have an H to place. It could be SHA something, DOM. Could be what could it be? Can't be L. Stardom. Yeah, it's got to be stardom. There's no other words that with these letters would fit there. Okay, we're doing okay. I'm trying to get 17 or less, but at this point I have to get them all right. But we're getting to the point where I think we can get there. This E has to appear somewhere. Could it be, let's see, could there be two L's? Yes. So it could be, no, shell. I think the top word's going to be shell. So if I move this H there, and then this E can go back here, and we have another L. All right, things are turning green. I like it. We're getting down there. We're 9 moves in. We got to get everything in the next 8 moves. I think 17 is the best we could do at this point. But how do I want to figure this out here? The N can't be there. There's got to be the E, right? So what is that? Could be lantern, right? With 2, because we have the 2 N's. That'll turn green. Then this is gonna be lantern. Okay, we're making everything green. 12 moves in, 5 left to finish this game here. So let's see how that's gonna go. Okay, so the W has to go here. Something W. Oh, this just could be EWE, excuse me, an ew, right? And then the hedgehog can go next to the fox. So this doesn't have to do anything except go here. Eventually, this U will go where the fox is, but I want to figure where it goes actually. Yeah, this is Mourn, M-O-U-R-N, so it goes there. This one here is going to be a gain, A-G-A-I-N at the top, right? So the G goes there. We're 16 moves in, and then the last one is going to be, we're turning that into elate. And then U there. Okay. All right. So that's not bad. 17 is par. I got one letter wrong, but I was also guessing there at the beginning, for a bit. So I got some lucky guesses in from what I could tell. Okay. After that is the this. What am I doing here? The connections. That's a fun game where we got to figure out the 4 affinity groups from this group of 16 letters, 16 words. Let's just read them out and see if something comes. Okay. Heavy, crested, bad, feather, fly, tease, bantam, topical, curl, sour, wicked, leghorn, shaving, crimp, free range, and rad. So there's a couple things here where we have bantamweight, possibly featherweight, flyweight, and heavyweight. But we could also, a bantam is a kind of chicken, and free range bantam, crested, and leghorn, I think, is a kind of chicken. So you see what I'm saying? But I'm going to go with featherweight, heavyweight, bantamweight, and what's the other one? Flyweight, right? I think is one of the lightest weights. Right? Yeah, it could be wrong. Yeah, it's okay. So that means it's a bantam, a free range, a crested, and some other kind of chicken. I think that kinds of chickens, chicken descriptors. Okay, fine. But yeah, you see what I mean by they had misdirection because they had another affinity group that wasn't in there. So it's not heavyweight, flyweight, blah, 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 because we bantamweight's out. But let's just see what we got here. Fly, tease, heavy, topical, curl, sour, wicked, bad, rad, feather, crimp, and shaving. Shaving cream, sour cream, heavy cream, and topical cream. They could be creams. Let's just try it. Blank cream. Okay. So I'm pretty good at this game. Well, it's not too bad, but I got one wrong. But hey, what can I say? All right. So curl, fly, wicked, bad, tease, crimp, feather, and rad. See, like rad, fly, these are like slang words for things that are good. Wicked and bad. These could be slang words, slang for good. I think is what they're going to say there. Retro slang for cool. Okay, fine, whatever. So now we got tease, crimp, feather, and curl. These are hair things. These are hair activities. Hair, hair retro. We got 2 retro things, and I did not get a perfect score today, but it was great. But and I don't, I completely understand how they misdirected us with the bantamweight, heavyweight, flyweight, and featherweight, but they were all part of other affinity groups. I like the game. I don't mind it when it's hard. All right, the last game of the day is an Octurtle. It's a lot like the Quirtle and the Wordle. We're just going to do one, which is the daily rescue. So let's see what we got here. All right, we're good. We only have a Y, but we have all the vowels. This is interesting here because we have all the letters. There's a U. There's 4 other letters, E, C, V, and R. So it's got to be curve. That one's quite easy. Then we have, let's see, CR something something, CR something O something. And I think it just has to be CROO, which means it's got to be crook. Okay, that's another easy one. But let's just get the easy one down. Okay, we know we have 2 O's in this one, as well as an L and a P. So it could be, but the O's not there. It could be something OO. Could be loopy, LOOPY. I like loopy for this one. Yeah, that's good because that gave us the Y up here. Now we have DO something something Y, and only these available. So it could be doggy, dowdy. Let's wait a little bit here. We have this one here. Could be slosh, or it could be SHOL something. SHOL. And I don't think SHOL something works. So it's got to be SLO. It's got to be slosh, I think. Yeah. Process of elimination. That's how we play this game around here. Okay, PR ends in N and there's an A. So that's going to be prawn, right? PRA, and then W is available. And then the N has to go there. So that's going to be prawn. The W wasn't used anywhere else, but that's okay. Now we have a word that ends in ET. It starts in A and has an S, but it could have 2 S's, so it could be asset, right? Yes. Okay, we're doing pretty good on today's rescue. We still don't know whether it's dowdy or doggy on the right there. This one here starts with A and ends in SE, and there's a U. So, okay, so it's A blank USE, right? So it's got to be abuse. And it has to be, I guess there's another word it could have been. Well, we still could potentially win. Oh, it could be amuse. I forgot we didn't have M. Well, we didn't have M, or it was a 50-50. That's fine. Okay, so we know it's not dowdy because there's no W, but it still could be doggy here. I'm going to go for it. It was close. It wasn't dog. Oh, dodgy. Wait a minute. Could it have been doggy? Yeah, could have been doggy. Dodgy. I forgot about dodgy. Wow, we didn't win today. That's fine. I got my ass kicked by several of these games. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It might mean that. It doesn't mean my brain is rotting today. Yeah, it might mean that. I don't know. We'll have to see how the musical section goes. Let me get prepared for that. Preparing for the music. I'm gonna be running my mid-roll here. There we go. Musical category. Run my mid-roll. During that time, I'm gonna be zipping around, getting my piano set up, changing mics around, lighting, all that shit. It takes a while. So hopefully I'll get done right around the time the mid-roll ends. But you never know. We'll see. All right, give me a second or two. Maybe a couple of seconds. Maybe even as much as a minute. Just gotta get my camera in position here. Check. All right, I gotta do this here. I gotta check, see if my thing. I gotta do. Oh. All right, now this needs to be set correctly, like that or so. A little higher. There we go. All right, let's do a little warm up here. Where are my pedal units? Oh, come on. Not quite set up as well as I normally am, but there we go. I'll be within a minute or two. Just ignore what I'm doing right here. I happen to have a separate. Oh my god. I'll have to undo those after the show, but I have a wire tangle issue. I think it'll be okay. All right. But maybe not. Let's just see if the piano is in a good position. I'm really slow today to get my shit together. It's fine. I'm not in any huge hurry. I do have to get back to work. I need my pedals in order to do the following things. I'm blitzing around. And then I push this button. Oh man, this looks terrible. I had it all perfectly set up beforehand. Why can't I get this camera consistent? Why can't I get it consistent? That's no good. That's no good. It was so bright. It was so bright right before the show. So I turned it way down, and now it's so dark. I just can't get it consistent. All right, let me just see if I can manually mess with it here. Wait, I first want to do this. All right. Because that's completely unusable. What did it set itself to? I mean, that all looks fine. What is going on? Brightness there. Maybe this has to be set back to here. I guess there. That's as good as I can get. I can get it done in a short period. But yeah, it's just impossible for me to get it because I'll set it up before the show, right before the show for the correct lighting, and then it completely goes to something random every single time. I think the camera is physically broken. So I don't know why I'm fighting against it. I keep thinking I'll magically fix it just by setting it to the correct settings. It's always wrong. I might work on my camera. Or throw it away. I'm spending so much time on it. It must just be broken. It just won't get the correct exposure. I mean, that looks terrible. Yeah, let me fix it. Let me fuck with it some more. Because I'm having a good time. And that's the important thing. Configure video. All right, maybe more brightness. Let's see what I got it set to. I guess we'll just pump the brightness. Reduce contrast. That looks better. I have no idea. All right, back to where we were. All right, let's just dive into the old set list here, the old list of songs that consists of Ken's Piano Lounge. See how it goes. Alrighty, let's do a few more songs. I'm already telling you, it cheers me up to do these songs. nice song. I like it. All right, settle into Ken's Piano Lounge. Get yourself a adult beverage or a Diet Coke like I'm enjoying right here. You know, just vibe out with me for a bit while I play the piano. Why not? I'm sing that. I like the song. Little Warren Zevon. Okay, let me try this again. Go to the song often. Dry your eyes, my little friends. Let me take you by the hand. Ready, getting ready. Rock down. No singing today. Well, I thought I could sing today, but not gonna happen. I don't think it's a singing day. I don't know what kind of day it is. It's a hump day. I don't sing any of these are, so my throat's a little scratchy. I might be coming down with something. That's not singing. Imagine if you're a professional singer and you think you can sing, you get up to sing a station, you just can't get a single note out. You're like, I'm sick. Sorry, folks. I didn't know till now. It's a good thing I'm not a professional singer. Or keep playing songs for a while. Oh, I don't know. Until I'm done with it. Adjust my camera up a little bit here. That's better.
Mischief for you there. Oh, let's do one of these. All right, why the heck not? Hello again. Glad you made it home. Oh, only just begun. What else do I want to do here? All right. Do a few more songs here. What do we got here? Oh, why not? Yeah, be consistent. So broken. It's just getting brighter and brighter. It's going to be completely white pretty soon. I'm not touching it. Try this. Okay, set it back to where I wanted it to be. Interesting. We'll see if it changes. All right, what's the next one? Did I just do Up and away. I don't think we did this one. All right, probably the last song I'll do is going to be up where we belong. Probably should do this one. That's going to have to be it, I think, for today. A little bit of a short stream, but that's Wednesday for you. That's a Wednesday for you. That's an hump day for you. Let me just get my camera. My working. Two of my cameras are working fine. I've been complaining about it for a long time and basically doing nothing. You know, what am I expecting is going to happen? You know what I mean? Anyway, it is what it is. But you know, the truth is, I had a great time streaming today. Even though it was a very scuffed stream, I don't mind it when it's scuffed. Nobody, I don't think anybody should. You know, it's one. I've done 600 of these shows. There are going to be some scuffed ones. In fact, they're all going to be kind of hitting the mediocre. I think I felt I had trouble for one reason. Okay, the plane. We never crashed the plane. The plane was fine. I thought the plane section was good. I didn't get anywhere near crossing that tightrope trivia today. Man, that kicked my ass. All the other games we did okay on. I think the like the Octurl we didn't get right, or one of the Octurls I didn't get. That I normally get. But then you know, there was some music stuff. It was only moderately scuffed. I tried to sing a song and my voice was like, no, not today. It's weird because I'm talking fine, but no, I can tell. If I try to go into the switch into the singing mode, like my voice would be like I just sound like so not good. But you know, I have a feeling I'll be fine by Friday, which is the next stream. Okay, so we have. Let's see. Today was I believe it's I think it's a rocksmith bass. I don't know. It's definitely not a piano day, so it's either going to be guitar or rocksmith bass. But I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it already. That's Friday. It'll be a nice long stream. We'll be flying around. We're doing the big band games and the musical segment. Who knows? I mean, it'll be something of musical, and then I'll be the whole weekend's worth of streaming and stuff like that. Anyway, Ed, I still got a lot of Diet Coke left here. I've been bad to consume it. It's been 2 hours and I'm only consumed like half the Diet Coke. Let me get some down here. I'm so glad. Oh yeah, I gotta sing the outro. I'm so glad we had this time together. I guess I can't say. Just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Bye bye. See you Friday.